So we just got hit with episode 6 of The Boys season 5, and holy shit, everything just flipped upside down. So to start off, Homelander finally got his hands on that V1 formula. Injected like it's nothing, and now this narcissist psycho is basically immortal. No virus, no aging, just pure unkillable god mode. The look on Butcher's face when he realized it is fucking peak.
Run.
So you're probably wondering, how are the boys gonna take down Homelander? They don't. Let me tell you why. We've gotten scenes whereas in the most recent episode, Goldie rejects the V1 from Bombsite, basically explaining how the V1 is a curse and that it's practically torture to be immortal, due to everybody you ever loved will, you know, die.
I'm sorry, I do not understand. Why won't you take it?
To live forever. Maybe torture.
Which I totally agree with, because I know if I lived on Earth for 10,000 years, what can I do other than just, doom scroll? But I believe Homelander will win in the end. Although he will not feel like he won due to all his followers, nemesis, and friends he lost. Except for Ryan, obviously. But besides that, the show's main purpose is about if the real world had soups, it would not be as cool or amazing as you think due to the fact that, you know, abusing power such as how America is with us right now. Now next week in episode 7, titled The Frenchman, the Female, and the Man Called Mother's Milk. We're diving deep into Frenchie, Kamiko, and MM's backstory. So we're expecting some heavy emotional flashbacks along with some backstories from them due to how it's their last moments in the show. And also because we really, haven't gotten to see any background from them in the whole past 5 seasons. It's not confirmed, but the boys will give up except for Butcher, Hughie, and Starlight. This leads to incredible drama between the boys. Mother's Milk will most likely explain how he wants to treasure his final moments with his family, along with Frenchie and Kamiko going to a place far, far away from where Homelander is. Butcher, on the other hand, will not stand against this. According to the comics, Butcher ends up killing MM's wife and daughter so that Mother's Milk will have nothing to lose. Although this ends up breaking a fistfight between Butcher and Mother's Milk. Butcher attempts to try calming him down, but MM was not having it, leading to Butcher calming him down with the grenade he had pulled from his coat. This doesn't end up calming MM at all. Instead, his face is burned to flesh, although he is still breathing on the floor. The impact doesn't really affect Butcher since he has Compound V ejected to him. So this ends up for Butcher to kill Mother's Milk, and since he was to the point, he couldn't move anymore. On the other hand, Frenchie and Kamiko get a call from Hughie, basically explaining why they need to get out of the country as soon as possible due to them thinking the Homelander is responsible for MM's death, even though Butcher is the one behind it. Hughie ends up convincing them to leave the country. As Frenchie and Kamiko return from copying a fake passport for Kamiko, they end up at a motel. Basically them talking about if Frenchie would have never saved her from that cage, or how he never saw the bad in Kamiko. As they were romancing, they hear ticking sounds coming from under a desk, leading for Frenchie to lift it up for it being a bomb planted by Butcher. Frenchie gives one last speech to Kamiko, saying that he loves her, leading the bomb to explode, taking out Kamiko and Frenchie. At the end of this episode, all this lore will come up to Homelander taking over the White House and killing the president now that he's practically immortal. And he's not even worried about the boys anymore, now that they basically can't do anything against him due to no weapons nor team. Butcher ends up meeting with Ryan one last time, explaining how he's going to attempt to take out the Homelander himself, expecting Ryan to tag along as well. Ryan hesitates, saying he has no faith in that Butcher and he can take down Homelander down. Butcher ends up understanding, giving Ryan one last speech, then walks away. According to what I believe in the show, Butcher and Hughie end up meeting at the Empire State Building. Basically, Butcher's opening up that he's responsible for killing MM, Frenchie, and Kamiko. Hughie basically loses it at this point, causing him to rush at Butcher, leading for Butcher to dodge and Hughie falling towards the ground from the building like a dumbass, although Butcher tried grabbing him but also fell with him, leading for them to have severe injuries like dumbasses. Hughie remembers why he and Butcher wanted to take down Soups in the first place, due to having loved ones taken by them. Hughie feels sympathy for Butcher, although Butcher ends up teasing Hughie, saying how Annie and Butcher have secretly been seeing each other, and how he drugged Hughie's father, leading for Hughie to stab Butcher right in the chest. Although Butcher gives Hughie one big smirk, Hughie ends up realizing that none of the things that Butcher had said were true. It was just all fake, it was all play. It was just for Hughie to have a reasoning to end Butcher's suffering. So at this point into the show, everything's pretty much done. The boys, most of them are dead. Homelander took over the White House. There's no way to stop him. So that leaves for the weight of everything they've been through is crushing them. Hughie's been fighting so hard, pushing every limit ever since that incident with Robin, especially now that Mother's Milk is gone along with Frenchie and Kamiko. Now with Homelander being immortal, he finally snaps. He looks at Starlight and says something like, "We were never gonna win this, were we?" In the finale, Hughie and Starlight go out together, not in some big heroic fight, but just quietly. They make one last stand to buy time for the innocent people, knowing it's suicide, leading for Homelander to end them off camera, leading to the post-credit scenes.